Hey guys, it's Dennis with Grass Monkey Lawn Care here. Hey, it's going to be the first video of the series of what I call Shop Talk for this year, episode 1. And basically in these videos here, just going to talk about random stuff, different things I'm going through, or different things you guys have sent to me through comments that you want to talk about. Um, it's going to be basically just covering a lot of miscellaneous stuff that has to do with either equipment, accounts, clients, just random stuff that has to do with either the business, mowing, or equipment. This episode here, I want to talk about two different things. First thing being is difficult customers. Just recently had experience with a brand new customer. Just signed on about 2 weeks ago, bi-weekly account. And I kind of had a bad feeling from the get-go. There was a lot of push and shove on her part as far as trying to get things done, this and that done in a very hurry up fashion. Not what I'm used to dealing with as far as my other clients go in my business. So it kind of set up a red flag right there for me. I really don't like my clients, dictating to me how to run my business, how things should be scheduled and when they should be scheduled. I do my best to accommodate everybody, but the red flag went up as soon as we got done with the first two conversations we had. Also today, called me up, give me 20 questions about why she's not on the list yet for this, this, and this. And I had to explain to her, that there's a process as far as scheduling jobs and getting them completed and getting to hers. And unfortunately, when she had contacted me, there was jobs ahead of her that had to be done. And she didn't understand why she couldn't get hers done first. So second red flag that just went up for me right there. So how am I going to handle that situation? Well, I'm going to email her tonight her final bill and let her know, since we've had so many issues just in the first 2 weeks of us being in a relationship with each other as far as business owner and client, that this isn't going to work for me. I'm not going to let another person, especially a customer, dictate how I run my business, dictate how I schedule my business. That doesn't work for me. So she'll be getting her final bill in the mail, through email, I'm sorry, letting her know that that's her final bill, and that to try and find another company to maybe help her out with her needs, and that we cannot fulfill her needs for her. I don't think that us as lawn care owners should have to deal with stuff like that. There's a process that we set up, there's systems that we set up, and there's a reason why we set that up, and that is to organize our business, keep things scheduled, and keep things organized. I'm not going to put a customer ahead of anybody else that was scheduled before them. Nobody else is more special than the next. That's just how I run my business anyways. I put them down on the schedule. Once that job's done, I check it off, and I go to the next, and I go to the next, and I go to the next. And kind of how I set up my scheduling is, throughout the week I do mowing. I schedule myself enough accounts to stay busy with mowing during the week that, if they want shrub trimming done, bushes trimmed, and extra side stuff like that, I schedule that at a different time, so that on each property I'm allowed a certain amount of time on each property to get the job done and then go to the next. I'm just one guy. I don't have 2 or 3 guys working with me, or another truck or trailer up and running with another crew. So that's how I organize my business. Is I do my mowing during the week, and I do my side stuff during Saturdays, and then if I have to on Sundays. How you guys set your business up. If you have someone calls and then they're on their schedule for that week, and say you have 10 yards to do and you're a solo guy, do you stop and do you trim all the shrubs and bushes right then while you're on the property, or do you come back and get it at another date and get it done? But for me, that's how I set up my business. I do all my scheduling like that. It makes it easier for me that I can get all my yards done during the day and get everything completed, and then I come back on another date that's scheduled for that job, and then I come back and complete that extra stuff out. Because like right now, for me, I got to go put in a bunch of pavers for a border on a flower bed coming up. I have to go in and remove a big mess on a stump grinding job that a customer had done at their house. I got to dig all that out, and then when that sod put back in, I got to get that done. Then I got to design, landscape design an area for a fountain with some extra rocks and a small retaining wall for customers. So that's got to be done ahead of this job. There's 2 other jobs I still got to do before I can even do more. But I'm booking myself out, so I have all that extra income sitting there. That's how I do it. If you guys were to go back and watch my budget video a couple months ago, how I set my budget. I'm budgeted. I think I have to do like $1,050 extra a month to make my numbers. So I book myself out for the month, and that way I can make my numbers when it comes to the extra side stuff that comes in. So I mean, that's kind of how I set up my business, and that's kind of how I handle difficult customers. I try and do my best to work with them, but once I get one or two red flags that pop up, and it seems like it's going to be a continued issue, especially this early in the game, I just move on. I tell them to find another company, and I'll replace them with somebody else. And I've already had a yard replaced 3 times over today with other customers in that area. So me losing that customer is not a big deal to me. I'm going to make more money on the new customers I have filling her spot. So that's how I handle it, guys. Love to hear your comments in the bottom as far as situations you've been in, how you've handled it, how would you handle my situation, and also how do you do your scheduling on the extra side stuff, whether it be mulch installs that a customer wants done on their property that's a regular customer, or if it's shrub and bush trimming and like say pampas grass and extra stuff like that. How do you schedule yours? And then the second part of this video for the shop talk is new clients. This is how I get my new clients, or how I have been getting them this season. A lot of it's been people out seeing me work on the street. Just today I got one customer just because I was mowing next door. Came out and saw what a good job I did on the other yard, so he decided that, I'd like to have you come on my yard every other week. I still like to get out and do it once a week, but I'd like for you to come in and take care of it every other week throughout the month. I was like, well, perfect. That sounds good to me. We're here on Mondays, and I'll be out here next Monday to take care of you. Perfect. So a lot of my customers have been coming from word of mouth. Either that, or they've been customers that I've done some cleanups for last fall or this early spring. And they've called me up and said, we got out, did 1 or 2 mows, and we decided we just don't want to do it this season. You did such a good job on this, so why don't you come back and just take care of our yard for the season? So, I mean, that's how I'm getting a lot of my customers, guys, is from word of mouth. This person told this person this, they called me, or this person told their friends this, or their neighbors, or their family. And next thing you know, boom, I'm getting all these accounts from all these different outlets. That's why I say, when you go up to customers, let them know, like, hey, I'd like to get more work in this area. If you know somebody that, needs some work, feel free to refer me to them. I will give you X amount of dollars towards your bill for each referral you give me. And it's working out pretty good. I've landed a lot of new clients, and a lot of them are on the same street. I'm picking up multiples now on the same street. So my route density is getting better and better and better and better. Just for example, today, like I said, I'm a solo guy by myself. I had some stuff I had to get done this morning, go to the dump. I had to take care of some stuff around the house. So I got a late start. I didn't even start till 10:30. I was still able to get done 9 yards a day. So that's pretty good. And the reason why was because my route density is so tight that I didn't have to drive that far to each account. I was able to just knock them out. Boom, 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 boom. Get them all done. I see a lot of these not Facebook, but YouTube live videos and Instagram live videos where there's a lot of questions on, hey, how are you getting your accounts? Well, this is me talking about how I'm getting mine. That's through word of mouth, just out doing a really good job on my properties, people seeing it and taking notice and calling me or walking up to me and saying, hey, can I talk to you about my yard? And other than that, the other avenues I've been using is the Facebook advertising has worked pretty well, targeting very specific areas in the areas I want to work in. So I've got a lot of phone calls in those areas only. I've had very few phone calls for people out of my area, and if I have had them, I referred them on to somebody else. But that's how I'm getting my accounts this year, guys, thus far. We are up to 36 accounts as of today. So things are looking good. Like I said, not very long ago, I was doing a video about how I only had 18, getting kind of stressed out. And now, we've doubled that in just a very short time. And I look forward to doubling it again, hopefully by the end of May. I have a full schedule. So that's kind of how I've been doing it, guys, with my new customers and new clients. That's kind of how I do my scheduling and how I deal with difficult customers. Feel free to leave your comments, leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't checked my other videos, feel free to go check those out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, guys. I'd appreciate it. And all the new subscribers, we greatly appreciate it. And I want to give a big thank you to all of you guys that have subscribed to the channel. I set a goal for the season for 350 subscribers, and we have blown way past that. As of today, we're at 396. So we're going to set a new goal for for YouTube subscribers. We're going to shoot up to 700. We're going to make a very lofty goal to achieve by the end of the year to get 700 subscribers on here. So I'm going to do my best to put good content out for you guys, put plenty of videos up, keep it interesting. And like I said, if you guys ever want to have a video of me doing something, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to accommodate to it, and I always try and get back to every comment you guys put out there. So as always, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And until the next video, guys, have a good night.